All right. Hey, hey. Welcome back, guys. All right. So let's go ahead and jump on in. We're going to see where this storyline takes us. It's going to be a check in on the topic of love. Let's see. What's the message in regards to love right now? Where do we begin? We begin with the card of judgment. Judgment is, and it looks like somebody's been on the roller coaster ride and they're like, wee, you got the arms thrown up in the air, like they just don't care. We see they have found the sweet spot somewhere in between the mountains, right? In between the obstacles. Now, finally, maybe the roller coaster of love can get smoother, or someone is actually starting to enjoy this. The judgment card is usually Scorpio energy, but it's the energy of reconciling. So it could be in the context of love, two people could actually really heal something, or there's just the acceptance of all that it is. Hi, everyone. Shout out to you and Angkor Wat. Oh my God, that's amazing. Godzilla MC, Helpless Romantic, AC, JoJo, Rodolfo. Great to catch you guys. We have got this Knight of Swords. Everything is picking up speed. Everything is getting happier. It does feel like we're on the downhill slope of, kind of what was a scary roller coaster, and things are starting to get more exciting. Things are starting to get more energized. Things are, especially possibly for a masculine. It seems like he's firing on all cylinders, and then a few extras that he didn't even know he had. This feels like some brilliant divine masculine who is like tuned in, tapped in. He's a man with a plan. Wow, we have the Chariot, we have the Prince of Cups. Okay, he knows what his plan is, he knows where he's going. Both of these cards show motion, action, particularly the Chariot. I don't know if some destination point is somewhere out there near Stonehenge, but I will say this. I have an adorable baby Stonehenge somewhere, but it's too far for me to reach right now. But you notice how there's this huge amount of alignment right now. Maybe this has a little bit to do with Mercury retrograde. Maybe this has to do with he has solved the mystery, cracked the code of where he belongs, how he should progress, what direction to take, and everything is divinely aligned. It's like, I don't know if he saw that he's got days off and he's got, the cheap flights and he's got the opportunity to go where he needs to go, take this trip. He's doing it for love. This is a man who is moving forward, traveling for love. This is very specific. He is traveling for love. Okay. Where you going, hot stuff? Where you going? He's going to his Two of Cups. He's going to marry that. Uh, what's the song by Magic? Rude. I'm going to marry her anyway, and we will run away to another galaxy, because she's in love with me, and she will go anywhere I go. Um, Love that song. I haven't heard it in a long time, but he is going to marry that girl. He's going to marry her anyway. I don't know if there's opposition. That song has, opposition. That's why it's called Rude. Why you got to be so rude, because the father won't give his approval. This could be that our divine masculine's father wouldn't give his approval, but he doesn't care. He's going to get whomever he's in love with, him, her, it doesn't matter. We have the devil. We have the Ten of Cups. Man, he is obsessed in a good way. All kinds of sweet and nasty ways. He is so ready to go here. He doesn't care. Nothing's going to stop this like union. Nothing's going to stop what he's doing. Nothing's going to stop the water is already flowing. The energy is flowing. He feels very much like this is meant to be. This is all on his side. We don't even see who his, love is, who his Ten of Cups, his Two of Cups is. We also don't know why why he's taking it to like the happy obsession energy. I mean, I'm not saying that's bad, because this is a pretty jolly little devil. But even here, it feels like he's just he's got like fire on the brain. Is that Rihanna? Must be love on the brain. Yeah. Okay, so who is your Two of Cups? And does he or she know that you're on their way? Ooh, Four of Pentacles and Knight of Cups. The Two of Cups could be a masculine or a feminine. This could be a same-sex couple, could be reverse gender roles, does not matter. But the Two of Cups person is somebody who has intentionally been holding back, who has no intention of reaching out to him. He has to do the movement forward. The first card was the Four of Pentacles. I'm not moving towards you. So it's kind of like, I don't know if he got the memo, he got the assignment, like, oh, he or she is never coming toward me. I have to move toward him or her. Okay, that right there gives me like the knowledge that I have to make this move. It's on my shoulders. I am the pursuer. I am the divine masculine. I am the energy of the sun. We have the Justice card. They could be a Libra, or they could be somebody who feels like they were done wrong. And that's why they said, I don't have to lift a finger to fix it. That's all on you, baby. You want to come talk to me? You need to come toward me. I don't make a move. And maybe they understood this. Maybe they got to the point where it just crystallized in their mind and they were like, oh my God, there is a way forward, but it's me who has to fix it. You know, whomever did the dirty deed is the one who has to correct it. And I don't know what the problem was here. You know, it may have been subtle. It may have been big. I don't know. Nina, so great to see you, beauty. Aries as well. He says hello. He's napping behind me. I'll tell him you were here. We have a High Priestess. We have a Six of Swords. We have a Three of Pentacles. Somebody left somebody out in the cold. And I'm going to say that whomever this person is, that is their Two of Cups, who says, I will not budge. I will not reach out to you. I will not do any of that. That's all on you to come and make things right with me, because once upon a time, you left me crying in a room and I had to move on without you. I know you did wrong. You know you did wrong. You notice that we have basically the Libra scales coming out on both of these cards. Of course, on the Justice, but then we also have on the High Priestess. So I'm going to go ahead and call this person the High Priestess, regardless of whatever gender they are. Their Two of Cups is the High Priestess. It's somebody who says, we all know that the way things were handled was wrong. We all know that this kind of, you know, I had to move on by myself to get over hurt and pain. Something here, let me see. This is still under the header of what went so wrong in this. What was it with that Three of Pentacles? How do I see that? Knight of Wands. I don't know if they felt like somebody went off to go and build with another person. This can be, you know, unreliable. The Knight of Wands can be like easily attracted by other shiny things, but I would question why a High Priestess would say, if you want to fix things with me, you have to come back and fix it. If this person were just, you know, a player, if that masculine came in and then disappeared again because they found someone else shiny to go build with or had a third party, I don't really know why I should be like, okay, well, you had a third party, but if you come back to me, then we can do this. I don't know. I have a hard time thinking that would be the storyline on this one. I doubt it would be like, well, then you have to come back and fix it. I don't think a High Priestess would be welcoming in somebody who was so indecisive and, you know, had other energies. We have a Three of Wands. There's something about it. There is some underlying intuition that nothing was going to work out until later on down the road, perhaps. Whatever was wrong here, there's definitely like this huge gap. I feel like things must have begun and then big gap of time. This actually, though, I'm not looking at like third party, because it's not cups, it's not emotion, right? It's pentacles, it's work related. I don't know if somebody took a job someplace else and they were like, oh my God, this is so exciting. I really got to see where this job takes me. And so it's like, oh wow, relationships suddenly got pushed on the back burner. I know we were going to date, but I got to do this relationship or this career path thing instead. You know, you understand, right? That it could have been something along those lines. That's what was so wrong with this, is somebody, you know, had a chance to move follow a dream, follow a career path, and that was more important than a relationship at the time. So why are they so thrilled? I kind of get like, so far what we've been describing seemingly is like a deeply intuitive person who is the Two of Cups and the High Priestess. And then we seem to have what we're going to call the masculine as fairly impulsive, very high octane, very high energy, very intense. When they want something in the past, when they decided to apparently choose a career path or something else, they went all in on that. Now they want relationship romance and they're going to go all in on this. It seems like they kind of have like all or nothing, like they're not very good at balance. And now they've decided relationship and they're so sure that they're going to get this to work out now. That's how it comes across to me. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's just the way it comes out. How is this going to go? Okay, so Queen of Wands, we can see why they're kind of obsessed with her. They think she's like calling out to them energetically, kind of like wafting her energy. And that might just be the way they see her, because this says she ain't giving anything. We got the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse saying, the hell I am. I'm not sending out pheromones and calling to them in my sweet angel baby voice through the ethers at night. No, I'm not. I already said I won't give them a damn thing. I sit here actually in my masculine energy, refusing to give. The thing is, they can still feel her. Of course they can. She's a high priestess. Whether she wants to admit it or not, she's going to emit energy. That's what a high priestess is. She's a conduit of energy. She works with energy. She flows with energy. She emits her own, I'll say, like radiation. So they can hear her or feel her regardless. But in their mind, she's emitting the come hither sexy vibe. And in her mind, she's like, I am absolutely, literally not giving anything off. I'm certainly not trying to. Let me look at that Queen of Pentacles in the reverse one more time. Six of Swords. She keeps saying, the only energy I might be leaving behind me is like you can feel the wake of my ship as it sails away. Six of Swords. We've had her with the Six of Swords twice. At one point, though, she was stuck in a room still. It took her a long time to get over this. She's now actively moving onward from this. So her only energy in all of this is, I'm letting this go. I'm moving on. And they're feeling like, I'm picturing all of this like it's water. Like they're over here on the other side of a lake and she's on this side of the lake. But she is like motoring or paddling her boat away from them, and it's making ripples, and they suddenly feel the ripples and they're like, oh, she's sending me a message. And she's over here going, the message is, that's just what I'm leaving in my wake as I go away. So they might be picking up the wrong message, but they do feel her energy. But it's giving them this confidence that, she's calling to me. She wants me to come back. And I have to be the one to make the move toward her, but she still wants me. I know now. I can feel her. She wants me. We have the moon. I wouldn't normally think that a high priestess is unclear on what vibe she's giving off, but this actually, I kind of connect the moon to the high priestess oftentimes because it's all feminine energy and the high priestess is associated with the moon and it's about what's hidden. And right now we have a feminine who's looking into the lake, which again is the metaphor we're already using for this anyhow, but she does not know what vibe she's giving off. She is unaware. I don't know if there's any part of her that subconsciously is actually calling out to them saying, this is the final moment. This is it. I'm moving on from this finally at long last. I'm really over this now. I'm really okay now. I'm letting it go. That's what she might be thinking up here. But what her heart is saying is, this is your last split second before, I'm off the lake and traversing mountains and going someplace so far away, you'll never catch me again. It does feel like she might unwittingly have some little And it could even, I don't even know that she's hoping to hear from them or anything like that, but let's say she just, as the high priestess, can't help but have the energetic connection to them. And she might have always thought, you know what, this person will do someday. How much you want to bet? I'm going to hear from them in the 11th hour. I'm going to hear from them, right as I'm changing my phone number before I poured in a new phone number and they could never contact me again. That's when I'll get a text from them. How much you want to bet? It's she maybe either just has a premonition of the future and already knows this, so she's not trying to make it happen, but somehow she is sending out the vibe that, that thing that I'm sure is going to happen, well, now's the time to make it happen. She is somehow a part of this unwittingly, of them returning to her. I don't know that I think she is like, oh, I want them to, because everything here says she's worked so hard to get over this and move on from it. We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is them, climbing up into the canopy of the tree. We see the divine masculine who's finally had the breakthrough moment, right? He feels good in himself now. He feels successful now. Maybe this was all about a career path that he had to go down in order to get his money settled and build himself into someone that he feels powerful now. It's interesting because we see her with this Page of Cups, and normally Page of Cups can be about apologies, but it can also be like a new beginning, the messages that come from a new beginning. And we see her kind of like holding up the slotted spoon and inspecting, like what I always call weak sauce. This doesn't really look like nice, thick, chunky stew. It's something very, very thin that's dribbling down. But we see her inspecting this almost like, again, this is more about the energy of these two. She's in a place where she is ready for new beginnings, possibly because she's detached herself so much from them. And yet, bizarrely, that's exactly why they could circle back around and show up as a new energy. I mean, she might say, oh, shit. I said new. I said, I do new. What do you mean it's you again? You in like a new suit, you in a new energy, you with a new vibe to you. I was ready. I was inspecting things. I was, talking to the universe. I was considering new things. Yeah, I think I'm ready, universe. I'm ready for the new. And I mean, that's the thing. If they're coming in as a shiny new penny, I guess this, she essentially got over what happened in the past enough to where it could be a new beginning with that old person. That's how this looks. I can't help the cards that we got. Let's go one more time back over to him. Why the devil? Why do we see you with the devil? Ten of Swords. It's more the marker of kind of like what he fought and won. I don't know if this represented his fears, but we see this was a shipwreck, and now we see the sunshine, and we actually see the big old ship coming in like an SOS coming to save whoever was on that shipwreck. It does kind of have still the energy of excitement to me, but also overcoming and putting an end to the devil, putting an end to the problems. What about the Ten of Cups? And it's funny because the Ten of Cups has, like, in this card, it has all of this, like, a flood is finally receding, but it washed all the cups all around. It feels like everything has been, we have storms all over and we have water all over this reading, right? I mean, here, Ten of Swords shouldn't have water, but in this card, that's what they chose to depict, was a, gigantic, we're seeing it after the storm has ended out on the ocean. Here we have kind of a flood that moved these cups from where they were down into a new area, but they're all like collected together and no worse for the little flood journey that they took. We couple that with this Ace of Cups now, and we have peace, the sign of a bird flying overhead as a symbol of peace and love. I gotta say, this was a mess. This was, water is a great metaphor for emotions just because of all the different things it can morph into, right? All the different phases of matter it can become. It can be solid. It doesn't move at all. It can be snow. It can be condensation. It can be rain. It can be steam and it burns you. You know, it can freeze you. It can burn you. It can drown you. It can give you the nicest bath. It can relax you. Or you can go down, you know, a fun, exciting, rapid ride, or you can go over a waterfall and get crushed, or you can be on this placid little lake. Water can be so many things. And I feel like this is the equivalent of the crazy ride that this relationship has been. There's been floods, there's been droughts, there's been storms, but only just now is there time for like peace and like the gentleness that comes with love and a sense of security. Like now we can trust the weather. now they can trust the weather. You know, I think that that's fitting for wherever that first card went. The analogy of like, you know, going over a roller coaster. It's like this has been quite the rapid ride. Okay, so he has all this love. He's ready to give a heart. And here's the Judgment card again. Only in this deck they call it the Awakening. We can see again releasing that dove. Huge amount of spiritual awakening in this storyline, and a huge amount of like, I feel this whole storyline is exciting, and it feels like it's a lift. It feels like the energy is lifting. It feels like he's in this different plane. He's excited. He's not fearful. There's no part of him that shows fear here at all. There's only determination. And this, I'm a little surprised that he's not like, oh my God, how's this going to work? He's just gung ho saying, I love her. I love her. I'm going to go give my heart to her. I don't have to worry or stress because this is something that I purely have no other choice. I have to go give my heart to the person that I love. Because how could you not give your heart to the person that you love? It's that simple. Everything seems so clear to him. Everything seems so aligned. Everything seems so matter of fact. Everything just now seems exciting. Now, granted, he does think that he's hearing her energy call to him. Tell me about that card on his behalf. The Lovers. Could we have gotten something more appropriate for the words I just spoke? He feels her calling to him. My God, here she is. I always think of that song by Creedence Clearwater Revival, Put a Candle in the Window. It's called As Long as I Can See the Light. Love that song. But if I start to sing it, I'm going to try to sing it just like they do, and it won't be a pretty sight. Love that song, though. This is like the pheromone, the calling from his heart. He feels tethered to her. He feels I already said it's like he believes this, you know, come hither. And this literally boils it down to him saying, yeah, no, she's making the phone call to my heart. I know she wants me. I'm positive. Lover's card. Of course, that's one of the reasons he feels so sure. He is not doubting the love that's here. He's not doubting the way he feels about her, but he's also not doubting somehow that he knows she loves him. Let's put it this way. I would say she definitely did at one point in time. Does she still? Eight of Wands, Spirit of Swords. All I can say is you better hurry, masculine. You better be on that plane. You better hurry. Because we see her, regardless of the emotions, we still have seen her move on. And this Eight of Wands, it all depends on which side of the road we're on. Is she driving away even further from him? Or is she still saying, drive toward me? There is an astral plane energy here. They do connect in dreams somehow, but here we have the dream state where things get clear. But in the real world, during the daylight hours, you know, the rubber has to meet the road and you actually have to do something. I asked, does she still love him? And this says that in the 5D realm, probably in the 5D realm, whether she wants to still feel a connection to him or get messages from him or not, she is still connected. And so I'm guessing that, you know, in the 5D realm, that's the space of love, the love and the flow of the universe. So I would say there is still love there, but it does not translate to meaning that because she still loves him in that 5D, intangible energy space, that she's going to want to be with him in the 3D. All I can say is he better hurry, because the further she gets away in the 3D world, the more she may say, even if I love you, I can't do this. I'm already moved into another connection, or I've already moved on. I don't know. A high priestess tends to go with the energy flow, but she's not just gonna say, oh, well, because this is an important connection, because you've shown back up, now I must say yes. She's still gonna make logical decisions in the 3D world as well. Tell me about that Eight of Wands. Ace of Swords. Yikes. This still makes me feel, because this can be the sword that cuts things away, and this can also be the sword of truth. Birds are migratory. They do come back around, but sometimes there's a time to say, I don't want things coming back around anymore. I'm done with the back arounds. I'm done with that. I have to make a cut, and I have to go down a new road. I feel like this is all timing. There is just the same way that, time and distance are related. If we, sorry, Aries is fluffing everything. Oh, Nina, you angel. Welcome, sweetheart. Even though he did all that fluffing and he didn't even lay on the rugs, he's over there now. When we think about time and distance and the travel, and it takes a certain amount of hours to get from point A to point B, it's connecting this whole relationship to, there's a point in time that someone's not going to wait anymore, or that no more healing needs to be done, because it's a completed circuit. It's a completed cycle. And even if they come back around, it's like, okay, let's use this as an example instead of distance. There's sales that go on, and the sale runs from, Monday to the following Tuesday. And if you come in on Wednesday, yeah, we still have the product, but it's not that sale price anymore. The sale is over. You can't get it at that price anymore. That's just how it is. And when you complete a circuit, if she's done with this person and they don't get back to her in time, I don't even know if it's that she's not going to love them anymore per se, but she may have to say, I'm sorry, that offer has expired. For her sanity, for, I don't know, there's just something here that is, it's hard for me to explain, because it's more just like the energy flow. Things have a lifespan. Offers have a lifespan. We could say love, is a continuous flow, and that part is true, but it still doesn't mean that she's going to say, I love you, therefore I must always take you back whenever you waltz back into my life. She still may say, I love you, but. We got that Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. This worries me. This kind of looks like divine timing has run out, and it's down to the wire. That's all I can say here, is it's down to the wire as to whether or not they're going to make it in time. This says divine timing is incorrect, or they already missed it by maybe a day. And she might just say, I'm sorry if I felt so different even 3 days ago, but today I don't feel like I can say yes to you. I mean, they might make it there too late. I don't know. Or maybe it's that she hasn't fully come around to realize, of course, I would still want them. It's really hard to tell until they've had a conversation that will bring about the kind of healing that's necessary. I do feel like whatever these two are going to say to each other is going to change everything. This is going to be some very meaningful, very divine conversation. And, as much as he says, oh, I'm coming back to her, I love her, this is perfect, I'm going toward her, I'm going to marry her, we're going to be happily ever after, I've overcome, my demons, the whole thing. He might be wrong about that. What he might be going to receive is the chance to talk to her, and the chance to give her closure and peace. I'm just saying, we don't really know. There's a lot that would have to be understood. I think this is really great, because it says The idea that he may have to come rushing back in because he feels her energy and he's kind of misconstruing her energy, but he's coming back into her. So sure he's going to have the 10 of cups. And instead, what he's actually going to have first and foremost is a chance to talk to her and a chance for the two of them to perhaps have tremendous amounts of healing that maybe he didn't know he needed, healing that I would say she definitely has known she needed, although she was almost saying, I've already moved on from it. Who cares at this point? No, I think she does still need it. And it brings them perhaps into balance, and maybe balance for the first time ever. What might be possible when two people are genuinely in balance is that they could either go on to become the world's greatest power couple, or amazingly, they could look at each other and say, we're not lovers, are we? We're friends. This could go either way. But I will say, this is a chance for terrific, true reconciliation, like finding peace in something that was quite a mess for quite some time. We've got the action of swords and all of this, like clarity is coming. That's what the prize really should be, even before they think about love, relationship, romance. Healing will be the prize. Getting clarity about the fact that maybe these two genuinely care deeply about each other. I mean, that's a beautiful thing, and that should be the foundation of anything before there's passion, love, romance. Is I care about you as a person, and you genuinely care about me. We genuinely know that we're something special to each other. That would be a solid foundation. And if they gain that clarity, this does bode pretty well, because we take it from confusion and distance and all of that to him being all revved up, and then him possibly showing up. Not possibly, he's definitely showing up, and he's showing up soon, as fast as his little boat can carry him. And now it turns out it's not really about can he get there fast enough. It's about what they need to do when they're face to face, and they really need the good talk. They really need to find the foundation of peace between them. That's the foundation they were always missing, is what I want to say. I don't think these two had balance and peace. Maybe they didn't get enough time together. Maybe they met in a chaotic phase of life. Well, certainly it was for him, although I kind of think he seems like he's a bit of a master of high energy. Not that that's bad, but it just seems like he's fairly impulsive and gets really hyper focused on things. Again, not saying it's bad, but different times in life we have to act that way anyhow. There's a lot going on, and we have to do the things that we have to do. But this Four of Cups is always more of a card of protection instead of illusions or missed opportunities. You notice that the universe has actually come in and said, I'm going to actually preserve this for you guys. If the two of you were to try this relationship in the past, you would have torn it apart. It was better that you were not around each other for a period of time. This has been preserved. And I kind of think this is what they're going to understand. Do they have a chance then at great love? Do they have a chance? Six of Pentacles. Not only do they have a chance at great love or great companionship or the great foundation of any amazing relationship where two people can give to each other, but they also have the potential to fulfill the things that each one is actually seeking. Like basically counterparts, each of them has a different strength. She comes across as, like a different kind of resonance, a different kind of energy. They are, well, let's put it this way. If they're the energy of the sun and she's the energy of the moon, that's a perfect complement. Very opposite though from each other. They came across as impulsive. She comes across as kind of the quiet, intuitive. They may fire off all these thoughts in their brain, and she instead absorbs all kinds of energy from around her and feels information. These two they have almost nothing in common, but that is why they could be a good counterpart. We have the Spirit of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups again. There is a transparency to this, but here's the thing. Just because we can see something doesn't mean there isn't still danger, because for the most part, stingrays are pretty gentle creatures, but obviously They can defend themselves if they need to, and they can be dangerous also. Just because we can see it doesn't mean there isn't still and the need to be cautious. Just because there's a chance to say, wow, we both really care about each other, we really could be good together, they could also be really, really, really bad together, despite the love. And that's true with anything. No matter how much people love each other, the other side of that coin is they can be very destructive with each other. So these two are going to have to watch it, is what I think the message is at the end. They're going to have to watch it so that um, they don't wind up creating havoc. These two are going to be good when they're good together, and they're going to suck when they're off kilter. They're going to need to like have a safe room or a safe word or something so they don't wind up destructing on each other. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. You guys, thank you so much.